Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Worst Barney episode. We are live right now on, obviously, my YouTube channel, but also on Terrific Tribute's YouTube channel. So if you're here, the comments reset for some reason on my end. So if you're here, say hello. Tell me that you're here. I'd see like 67 people. So just comment, say that you're here, say what's up. I'm going to show you guys where we're at right now with our current set for the bracket for this series. Obviously, today we're looking at season 6, finishing out the lyric era, and then moving into some hit entertainment era stuff. Let's see who's all here. Morgan says, "Hi, Kerron. How are you? What's up? I'm good. Thanks for being here. Team Blues Clues. Hi, Kerron. What's up, man? Who else do we have? Tristan, how are you doing today? I'm good, man. Really good. We are here. We are here. We are here. We are here. Dope. What's up, Jen? VJ's here. We're going to bring in the other co-hosts with us today. We're going to do like we've been doing the last couple streams. We're going to talk about a little bit of news or what's been happening very briefly, because we've all talked enough, I think, about Barney's World and what's happening. But in case people don't know what's happening, we're going to talk a little bit about that and then move into season 6 stuff. But I can't do it without my co-hosts. So first up, we have Hedge, of course.
Scooter. No, if you move the arm, there you go. Hello, everyone. I'm helping my good friend Scooter build his statue of meat. His meatloaf statue.
It looks really gross.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
When it's just sitting there like that, like it looks terrible.
It's like, what is that? I don't know. Anyway.
Then we're also joined by Emmy. What's up, Emmy? Well, you're muted, Emmy.
I don't have any meat.
We got it all right here.
No squirrel
Put it
meat.
together.
Squirrel meat. And of course, we have Terrific Tributes. What's up, man?
Hey, friends.
Statue of meat. Before we get started, let's see. Kaylin, when do you want to show those graphics that you gave me? You want to do it now before, like, while we have everyone here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes. Okay. Let me share them real fast here. So, folks, if you're part of Barney History Fans, this is for you. If you're not a part of Barney History Fans, you're not sure what that is, or things like that, it is a Facebook group that Kaylin, Terrific Tributes, and Andrew Olson are admins of. I am also an admin. They're the creators. Emmy, Hedge are both moderators for that group. It's a Barney group where we preserve the history and the integrity of the Barney franchise as a whole. So things that came before, things that are happening now. And every now and then we do a live stream. We haven't done one in like a year, I think, almost a year. So our next stream is actually going to be October 11th at 7 p.m. Central, the same time as we're doing this right now. And it's the same day that the first episode of Barney's World premieres for everyone on the official Barney YouTube channel. And so join us for that live stream. We're going to talk about Barney's World, talk about the things that we liked about that first episode, things we don't like, and then also what happens during that stream. Anytime we do a live stream, we also do a giveaway. And this was Kaylin's idea for this specific thing that's being given away. So you want to tell them about this?
Yeah. Well, first of all, credit to Hedge. Thank you for putting this together. So if you're familiar with the band Gorillaz, you might be familiar with their self-titled album and their iconic cover. So I had the idea of, hey, let's get all the different Barneys, including the new one, and smash them all together. So,
yeah. So this is a poster, created by Hedge that you can win. So, and all you have to do to win is you have to be on the live stream with us, like so in the comments. And as you're on there commenting, we will put your name into like a Google Doc form, and then we would do a random drawing for somebody to win that poster for free. So that's usually what we like to do with our our Barney History Fans branded live stream. Do a giveaway almost each time that we do it. So that's what's going to be the giveaway for October 11th. So October 11th, 7 p.m. Central. It's going to be on my YouTube channel. It'll be on, I think it'll be on everyone's. We'll try to get it on Hedge. It'll be on Barney Builder's YouTube channel. It'll also be on Two River Tribute's YouTube channel, and then on the Facebook page as well. So any of those ways that you can tune in will get you entered into the raffle to win that. So yeah. All right, guys. As we know, everyone I think knows at this point, Barney's World is in full swing of promotion. And so we're starting to see now music videos. There was the very first short that they're releasing. We got to see what that looks like today. Thoughts on any of this stuff? We got the cleanup music video and I Love You, I Love Me Too music video with a short about cleaning up. Any thoughts on the stuff that you're seeing right now? We talk about it a lot, I think, but any new thoughts that's come up?
I'm just glad that they're finally rolling it out. I really enjoy the music a lot more than I thought I was going to. I think the music is very solid. I don't know. It's very fresh. I don't know how controversial a take this is, but to me, this is like the best thing to happen to Barney in the past, I could say 20 years. I could take like we're seeing a rollout of just new things that, while still keeping like the old stuff intact. They're doing stuff on social media, but like I just love that we're in this era where Barney is alive and they're doing new things, planning new things, putting things out, and just like rolling out social media things that aren't just the park era hit entertainment things that we've seen in the past since like 2010 or whatever. Like I'm just excited. I'm excited to be a part of this because I never really, as a kid growing up, I wasn't really paying attention to any of that. So being an adult now, it's really fun just to see like what's coming out now.
Yeah, I agree. That's kind of my feeling about it too. I never grew out of Barney. Like I watched it all the way until it ended. But I've always said like I don't remember as a child. I think Hedges thing just be back in a second. I don't remember as a kid though seeing many Barney things on shelves. Not that it wasn't there. It just we weren't always in stores like that and couldn't get things like that anyway. So seeing they're stupid. But no, seeing new Barney things on the shelves and things like that is exciting for me. Seeing new stuff, like even the I Love You song, you can say what you want about it. It's the first new song in 10 plus years. You know what I mean? I consider the show like that world tour that happened. They did have some new Barney songs in that, even though
that never happened.
Exactly. Even though it wasn't fully available, but this is the first time that we're hearing new stuff from Barney, and that's like super exciting. I did tell you guys as soon as they start the rollout, like promotion for this thing, it's going to be overbearing, and I still believe that. Like they've been dropping a video every day, if not every other day. And then when January hits and you start seeing this thing plastered on like juice boxes and shoes and clothes and toys and music albums and billboards and commercials, it's going to be
PDQs and standouts. It's going to be
everywhere.
Signage.
Imagine, because the thing is, though, I think the most exciting thing is because for you guys in America, you're used to this sort of thing, right? You're used to seeing Barney in Walmart and that kind of thing. Honestly, maybe it's my memory, but I don't recall seeing a lot of Barney stuff in my tween, upper primary school, high school years. I don't remember, a lot of that stuff being on shelves and stuff. So it could very well be with this new Barney's World rollout that we actually might get to see more Barney stuff over here, and it's not just confined to North America.
Yeah, that is something that I do like, that immediately from the get-go, and obviously when Barney first started, originally they didn't have this capability, but immediately from the get-go with this show, it's going to be globally available.
Yeah.
Right? Like when it premieres, it's going to be on all of the Cartoonito sister channels in other countries and like
Yeah.
immediately readily available and dubbed in all those
Dubbed,
languages
yeah.
and I do like that like obviously in the early years for Barney they didn't have that capability. It was the US, and then as they grew it broadened out, but seeing it immediately on all these different YouTube channels and these different languages, and like that's super cool to see. Someone asked, where's that question? Also, didn't the new Everyone is Special song get leaked a while ago? It got leaked like a week ago.
Don't say anything.
We don't know
about
that. We don't know about that.
We all saw the leak. We're not going to show you if we don't have it, but there were a bunch of music videos that did get leaked that aren't the music videos that they're releasing right now. Don't know what that stuff is going to be used for or where they plan to put it, but there was another Barney Worlds leak. I think Mattel's learned their lesson. I don't think we're going to ever get that again before they start releasing things. But yes. Let's see here. Here's hoping for a new balloon at the Macy's parade this year.
There has to be the demand first. Like this has to be like a cultural hit first. I mean, obviously,
but I think it won't be this year for sure.
No, yeah, it won't be this year.
No, it's too late for that. Like you have to get like the design
Barney,
schematics and like the balloon. People have to like actually build it, and it's too late for that.
But Barney is like, and you can argue and say so is Thomas, but I think Barney is their biggest preschool brand that they have. Like most recognizable
100%.
character and like loved across the board. Maybe Thomas for some people, but I think Barney is a little bit bigger, even though they put more attention into Thomas in those days. That I could see him much like Barbie and like those big brands they have where they really want it to be everywhere and in everyone's face. I could see that. But I don't know. The Macy's parade, it's still generally the same, but times are also changing too, where unless you're in New York, most people aren't really watching it anyway. So I don't know.
I could see them making a Barney's World balloon, but I would honestly still prefer not like the first one, of course, because that one died, but like the original design in balloon form is such a legacy thing. I would rather they just do that and then maybe promote Barney's World as it's coming down the thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want the Barney's World design to get a balloon because it feels like that would kind of push out what Barney has been.
Yeah.
And it'd be weird for people like in the stands seeing Barney and it's not who they remember. I just think it'd be kind of strange.
Also,
but that also I mean, they do have, I don't know if they still have it, but they had a new balloon after that original one. Where he's wearing like
the marching band,
like the marching band hat,
Strike up the band, Barney.
Yeah, but this is a thing that's happened to like for generations, where like Scooby Doo, for example, like he's changed consistently, like over the decades. Like there's always new iterations, new styles, and like whatever one is the one at that moment is the one that they're pushing. You know what I mean? Whether he looks different or not. And like I know how much we all care about classic Barney and wanting to keep like that image and legacy, but especially if this show is successful, this is going to be Barney. You know what I mean? It's just like how PBS version of Barney became the Barney, and no one talked about, or unless you grew up with it or nostalgic about it, like the Backyard Gang stuff. Like that became, this is who Barney is now. And so I can see if this is a successful show, that's what will happen is this Barney World's version and design is who Barney is now. You know what I mean?
Also, I don't want one now because since the promotional stills are so inconsistent, it's probably going to look scary and downright like
what kind of
terrible.
What kind of shoe are you seeing, Drew?
He's seeing Louboutins. He's seeing
you're seeing a shoe?
Louboutins.
What are they doing specifically that you're watching?
I'm wearing shoes right now.
I'm a shoe tonight, dude.
Jen, is that an HR Puffin stuff reference?
Cool, man. Thanks for popping in, though. Who knows? We usually ramble, so maybe we're still here when you're done. I don't know. We'll see. Any other thoughts, though? And also toss it to the chat too. What are your guys' thoughts of what you've seen about Barney's World already? I know some of you are going to be like, I don't like the I Love You song. I don't like the voice of Barney. We already know that. is there any other thoughts, whether good or bad, that you guys have? Is there any hope for the show? Anything?
I'll say this.
So what?
So this has been on like my mental since like the leaks kind of came out, but can't wait to get. Wow. That'll probably happen.
No, yeah, I can see them doing things like that.
But if it takes the eye for CGI to see that they might have split the work up between like episodes and shorts. It's not as noticeable, but it is.
Oh
As
yeah.
you would say. The second half, I guess you would say, is more fluid. Like the animation is a little bit more like smoother, whatnot. Or as we're seeing now, it's just kind of like standard, you know what I mean? But yeah.
It's an interesting case because Barney, unlike any other CG character I've known in the past however long, he looks different in every promo shot that they release of him. It literally looks like a different model every time. And
there was a reason all of us were fuming when they first revealed the image.
Yeah,
like,
and it's like,
And then we're like,
Even
And that one
whatever.
was nothing like any of it.
Nothing
like
like
anything that we've seen.
but they keep redoing that pose with him in the air, but just with a different model or rework, and it's not a good pose because Barney would never do that. Just the pose itself stinks. But like every single, it looks like they keep reworking his face in every promo shot. It could be the lighting too, but I wonder why or how that's happening. It's very
his
weird.
stature too. Like there's a
Yeah.
reason why everybody thought he was going to be a child because he has like this
He looked small.
giant head.
And the stomach.
And the book too.
Yeah.
Like we've always talked, like we keep talking about. I don't know. I don't know some of their choices. If I ever get a chance to interview anyone from the show, like from the creative side, I will ask them like, what was like the decision process on why you made these changes? Because I don't think they were just like, we have to make him look different than what he used to. I think there's something actual behind it, whether we understand it or not, where they're like, well, today for kids media, these are the things that, like, I don't know. I feel like there's more to it than just them going, all right, so we have to change his eyes. You know what I mean? Because they didn't have to. I'm wondering if there was some actual reason.
I'm still subscribed to the theory of me and you, of us thinking that they modeled him after the actor playing him.
He does look like Jonathan Langdon.
Because he looks just like Jonathan Langdon.
I think you two are onto something because there's, with the shorts that are already available, when Barney moves and he does that little backward shuffle, I see Jonathan Langdon. I see Jonathan Langdon.
Yeah, he does.
So you two are onto something.
Let's see what
I feel like they like when they like started doing like auditions for it and they chose him, like they didn't have like the model ready yet or like drew anything and said, "Oh, that guy. Hey, stay right there."
It's like a Shark Tale situation.
Perfect.
All right, let's see. The Barney's World Barney is a lot sillier than PBS Barney. I don't hate it, but it is a noticeable change. I mean, only partly because it's animation. Like we say, like Barney would never do this thing, and that's because they didn't have the capability to do it in an actual costume. Right? With animation, it opens up more than just what we were talking about, like different sets and things. It opens up a world of possibilities of just emotional ways that you can like have this character act or move or like portray that a puppet can't do. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Joyner got very close to it in season 2, though.
Oh my gosh!
And that's what, a 50-pound costume?
Tore that thing apart.
Something?
Yeah, at that time, like 60 pounds.
But like you said,
bears,
because he's a freaking cartoon.
Yeah,
do whatever.
Barney's World captures the minds of autistic people like me too. I think it will. I think the people who own Barney, and I could be wrong, but from what I'm seeing, they care about this brand. You know what I mean? Like they changed a lot of things, but from what I've seen so far, it seems like they actually put more thought and care into it. And I know for a fact they know that a large part of the Barney fan community are autistic people or disabled people, whatever it is. And so I think it's just as inclusive as the original Barney was. That's one thing I did like about the I Love You music video, is like how they had a variety of different kids the disabled kid, different races like that. That showed that, I guess, that's still what Barney would be today. You know what I mean?
You mean the everyone is special?
Was it in that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one with the crutches.
That's right, because I Love You,
Yeah.
they pulled from the episode.
I was like, what did you see?
Yes, I'm sorry.
What are you hiding from us?
In the leak of the Everyone is Special video, yes, I like that they had a variety of different kids, of different backgrounds and communities and things like that. So I don't think that they would ignore a large part of their fan base. But we'll see. Someone says it looks cute. I like the writing, low-key. I actually do like the writing too. For what it is, for those 11 minutes, the writing does keep your attention just a little bit. Far better than the writing of what those idiots were doing when Karen Barnes brought all them Hollywood writers in. It's
without
far better than that.
without revealing too much. Something else was leaked, but we won't tell you what it is. Or
I mean, I'll tell you what it is. They did a macaroni and cheese music video, and I was at it.
that.
They don't want to say it though. But when it comes out officially, you'll see me.
It's a Kraft commercial.
Macaroni, mac and cheese.
This video has been removed.
What if they actually did that and I'm actually in it? Like an email.
And they took that clip right there in the very lowest quality that they have.
So funny.
They're just hiding something.
I will say that I don't think we'll see Scooter and Miss Etta in this show. But if you guys have noticed in almost all the stuff they've released, there's always that pigeon and squirrel. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
It's all like it's all, and it's not more of them. It's just them. They don't talk or anything, but like they're just there in the park.
That's crazy.
All right, moving on while Caitlin thinks. From what I've seen, I'm starting to like the new Barney and developing a liking to the new version of I Love You as well as Cleanup, and I hope that the show will surpass Bluey in popularity. I don't know if it will surpass, I don't know if it will surpass Bluey. I think parents will tolerate. I'll go on record to say I think parents will tolerate this show more than they did the original show because they clearly did age it up, and it's not as annoying and very much like, oh, we're only caring about 3-year-olds kind of thing. I'm not a fan of Bluey, so I don't know.
I am.
Well, I know. I don't think it's a bad. I don't think it's a bad show. I just don't know what the hype is around it. But and so I couldn't say what makes that show popular. I know it's a good show for both adults and kids, which probably is one reason why it's so popular.
I feel like another reason it blew up was because it was a new IP. Barney has been around, so like people know Barney, but then you also have the subset of people that don't like it because it's a different Barney. So like, I don't think it's going to be as big as Bluey by any means, but I would not be surprised if it did get just played all over the place.
Hilariously, while we're talking about this, some fan made some hilarious fan art of Dora riding Barney on Barney's back while chasing after Bluey.
Yeah,
and I don't know if there's
that
some
picture. Emmy, you know,
I haven't seen it.
I put it in the Mr. K's writers.
Oh, yeah,
it's been a few weeks.
I don't know if that's some sort of message or of hey, the stuff that you love is back. Screw that! I
didn't even think of it that way, but that makes sense.
You know what I mean?
It was really good drawing too. Like that person who does that is really talented with the artistry. I don't have it on my phone anymore. But yeah.
Pigeon and squirrel, Kerron, what? Somebody said.
Honestly, I know people would say stuff like bring back Bob West for the voice, but I'd be honest, I wouldn't want him to come back. I would absolutely welcome Bob West back to Barney.
Absolutely.
But
not for this one.
His voice.
Yeah.
I think his voice would fit this Barney. Obviously, the animation would change a little bit, but I don't know.
To me, if you brought him back, you would have to revert back to the design we're all like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't think so. We heard Bob West's voice in 5 different versions of Barney throughout his time there. And then also the hit version. We didn't hear it, but he went back to voice a hit version's costume for the Sprout launch. And he looked very different than he did in Backyard Gang. Season 1 and 2 looked different from season 3. Season 3 looked different from all of Lyric. They were essentially kind of the same mode, but those are still different versions of Barney and different sounds of Bob West. That this wouldn't make it any different, that it's a new look with that voice.
I wouldn't want him back. I wouldn't want him back for Barney's World. I would want him back in general. Because I feel like if they brought him back for World, it would be this. It would feel like there was no real direction because it's like, oh, you want him to do the voice as it was, but you want him to look different. So then, what was the point of? So I feel like I just want him back in general. Bob, please.
Yeah,
please.
Hedge, I agree. But also just with the whole direction thing, I mean, you can clearly see like in early parts of Barney's world, Jonathan Langdon is kind of flip-flopping between, you know, his Barney voice and his natural speaking voice. And it does get better in the other bits that have come out. He's able to maintain that character. But, you know, part of me thinks that maybe it's not due to the lack of consistent direction. Particularly in that early part.
But I also feel like we have to remember too that the episode that you're referring to, Emmy, is the one that leaked, the first episode, The Floor is Grape Jelly. Yeah. And the version we saw, I don't know if that was the finished version. So the one that comes out could be different vocals. I don't know.
He could have like redubbed it. Or
especially if you would hope, especially if they hear his acting with the other stuff and going, I don't know what you were doing here, but like, can you do like what you've done with the rest? You know what I mean? Like
in the industry, when you get like something that leaked, obviously we know that's a test screening like episode, like it's a pilot, but also since it was
that could have been it too. Just let's test and see how people like it.
Like you're right. It's like so the executives and stuff to can take notes, like, hey, fix this. Mm-hmm. Okay, the voice sounds bad here. Can you go back and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what we probably just could have saw. But
I was in the mixed, but I'm getting pumped about it. But overall, I'm gonna hush it up about it until your stream on October 11th. The music, everything. Yeah. I was very mixed. I like what I see. I'm very much, if I had to choose between them, I'm choosing classic Barney all day, like every time. You know what I mean? But I can tolerate this show. Like I don't mind turning it on for my kids. I don't mind checking out like what else are they throwing back to like the nostalgia for us, that kind of thing. What songs are they using that's classic or whatever? So it's not like it's going to be ever above what came before it, but I can tolerate it. That's not something I can do with Paw Patrol.
It's also funny seeing. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say. I said this in a recent video, but like it really is just a matter of your own mindset. Like if you are stuck thinking that you want what Barney and Friends was back in the 90s or whatever, you're never going to get it again. You know, the seasons 1 through 3 was my age of Barney, and it's never going to come back. It's never going to get better than that. That's what it is. It's either we have this or we don't have Barney at all. And we're living where now Barney is out and about and doing things again, and he hasn't done that in like 15 years. So I don't know. I'm excited for it.
That's where I'm living with it, because we've all talked about it. Especially like I was part of the Barney fan club when it was just a thing on YouTube, when it was like YouTube was more like a social media platform before it went to Facebook and all that. That's where Drew and Jen and all of them first started finding, that kind of thing. And since Barney went off the air, it's always been a consistent conversation, even when they were doing Purple Tails and all that stuff. Like, how do you think Barney would be today? Should we have Barney now? Right? It was everyone always talking about we should have new Barney stuff now, and now we do. And granted, it's not at all what it looked like before. The bottom line is we now have Barney again, right? Like there's new stuff again. Barney's, whether it's a voice that we recognize and love or a brand new one like Jonathan's, Barney's saying things again. We're seeing things again, albeit in a very different way. That's like kind of where I'm living with it. Like I'm just happy to see new Barney stuff again on TV and on merchandise and that kind of thing.
I feel like we should also keep in mind that we were very fortunate with what Mattel did with Barney, and that they are keeping the costume and referencing the old stuff on social media like they are. It very easily could have been another company came in and scrapped everything, because that could have very much happened. But we are fortunate that we're in that sweet spot where it's like maybe they're not doing as much with Barney and the costume and all this kind of stuff right now, but like they know that is an integral part of what Barney is and was. So like we still have that. So it very easily could have gone.
They could have just straight up ignored it. Like if you think about like what they did with Thomas, they never referenced Tiny Time Station or any of the shows that came before their version of Thomas. You know what I mean? Like any of their brands that they've inherited, they never show like any throwbacks or attention to the stuff that came before it. And with Barney, they at least acknowledge it, even whether sometimes the clips and stuff don't really make sense, but like where they're still like keeping it circulated and like in in the media as well.
I have a feeling, and this is probably 100% true, that when they decided to relaunch the brand, they created their own like subdivision.
Yeah.
For that brand specifically. Okay, like all of you are in charge of this. You're in charge of social media. You're in charge of marketing. You contact everybody to see if they want to collab with us on anything, and so on and so forth. And with this, going back to what we said earlier, I found a like this podcaster on YouTube who was like talking about it when the trailer first dropped, and I could see his reaction when he watched one of the character intro videos, like midway through, and go, okay, at first glance it looks terrible, but if my kid finds this, I'm not going to be mad. That sort of thing. So
yeah. Jen says, I think Bob would have fit perfectly well in Barney's world. It would help its reputation with millennials. That is true. Whether it was a new look or not, whether the music, if everything stayed the same, but it was Bob's voice there, a lot more people would be open to it just because of his familiarity. You know what I mean? So that's where one place they dropped the ball, because I understand the whole Canadian, studio thing and then voice actors, but they could have done at the very least.
Well, also,
and then
let's get a famous character actor here in Canada to voice our lead star.
Yeah.
Look, to Nelvana's credit, at least they actually went with someone who had like acting experience and like an extensive resume, because they could have made Barney a child and they could have just cast a child voice actor. Like we thought they were going to do 18 months ago, and I was steeling myself for it to be a child for over a year, and I'm just thinking, oh god, they're going to make Barney a kid like they did. Like I don't really care that much about Thomas, but they made all the main characters kids for All Engines Go.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh,
everybody, I'm Barney. This is my part.
And did they do that in like 2017 for the failed pilot, and then it's just like
we don't know what 2017 was. We just know that they were developing something. There was some talks of a baby Barney where he would learn new lessons instead of like him being the adult and things like that. But there was not a lot of information about it.
I think the rumor mill was that they tried to bring some people back to either like consult or actually work on it. And then when they were seeing what was going on, they went, "Oh, this is not going to work."
Yeah, no. I remember Bob West saying something about it. And I remember if he was on a podcast or if it was one of his early live streams. It was been a couple years where he said, like, from what he understood, there were some test screenings. I don't know if he saw them or not, of whatever they were trying to do the first time, and it screened badly, and so they scrapped everything. So I don't know.
I didn't touch it for another 8 years.
But I think that's a good thing though, because they could have easily been like, all right, this doesn't work, let's just push this thing out then instead. But they at least took some years to go back to the drawing board and fuck up his look, but then still go, what else can we do with this?
Also, we mentioned it one in the comments of Facebook posts earlier, but like I feel like the subdivision of the people in charge of Barney are more akin to like, I guess the era we'll be talking about later, like the very late 90s, to the point where, okay, we might, Scooter and Eden might not show up, but at least we have somewhat of a like nod to them, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
And then like other characters, should we talk about the janitor?
Well, we don't know what he is yet, but it's clearly Mr. Boyd. Whatever he does in that cleanup video, it's Mr. Boyd. It looks like the guy. I mean, he is as if he's like taking care of the park like he did in the later years. Like, it would be very strange for it to be someone else while looking exactly like a character from that series. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like this guy is showing up in like a Bluey episode, right? He's showing up in Barney, where there was a character who looked just like him in Barney.
Right.
So I don't know. We'll see. Baby Barney would have been so gross, dude. Like, it makes me think of that one plush.
Oh my gosh.
Which is what they base it off.
The plush is cute. The voice is terrible. The plush is okay. Barney works as a baby in like plush form, but like the voice and stuff like that sucks. Yeah, because even the like concept drawings of Barney, BJ, and Baby Bop for those baby toys look okay. You know which ones I'm talking about?
Baby Bop.
Yeah, Baby Bop, newborn Baby Bop. You know which ones I'm talking about though, don't you?
Yeah,
Like,
The
like
yeah,
one
the drum
with
like
the
blue.
big
yeah, I mean they look fine. The voice just sucks on them. Watch them show up with different names: Silly McSquirrel and Margaret McBird.
Margaret is hilarious. I love that. What's up, Margaret? My grandmother's name is Margaret, so I just hear
if she
that.
gets any more younger, feed his bop.
cheese.
Feed his bop with twerking.
Conceived Bop.
I don't know if any of you have seen Blackadder. Baby Bob, the glint in the milkman's eye.
All right, guys. What do you say we move on and do what we're actually here for?
42 minutes.
42 minutes in. All right, let's move on to
Okay,
some good stuff.
Shut up.
As you guys know, we are here. This is episode 7 of this series. We're at season 6, the final season for Lyric. It was the final season in the contract after PBS had renewed after I think season 3 for more Barney series. They renewed it through 1999, I believe it was. So this is the final season for that. And I mean, all in all, the final season for what we all grew and knew to be Barney, how he acted, how he sounded, the schoolhouse, all those things. This is where it all came to an end. So before we get into the park era stuff starting next week, or not next week, 2 weeks from now. Is it 2 weeks? Is it every 2 weeks or is
2
it
weeks?
It's every 2 weeks. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
every 2 weeks.
Let's talk about season 6. Before we go into like giving our specific choices, what are your thoughts about season 6, guys? Like the things that you like, pros of this season.
Pros?
Yeah. Stop acting like there's not any pros.
There are some positives.
There are positives. You guys are all liars.
Let me just give you my mentality going into season 6, because I feel like,
Great.
and I was saying that. Did that not like a hope? I was saying to them earlier, like season 6 made me dread season 7 and what could be after it, because I think I've said this before. Seasons 1, 2, and 3 are so definitive in my minds because they all look different. Every season, they would change the way Barney looks. They would change the look of the location, and it just looked like everything was new. So even if they were retreading, it looked new, so it felt new. Season 6, I felt so fatigued because it's the same location for the past 2 seasons. Everything looks. You could give me an episode from any one of these past 3 seasons. I could not tell you which season it was from.
Yes, you could.
Kind of.
Hey, I got some news for you for what's coming up.
Oh,
Head, you're gonna suffer.
I knew it too. I was like halfway through this.
Suffer.
I was halfway through this season. I was like, oh sweet, this is the last season of this location, and then I realized how long Hit Entertainment was. And I was like, oh no. The thing is, this season is not bad. It's not bad at all. If anything, it's probably the most standard. It's a nice sort of season. It also felt like they were going through the motions, and there was a specific moment where I was listening to the episode, and it almost sounded like Bob was going through the motions as well. There's a very specific thing he does. I'm pretty sure he's done this sort of laugh before in earlier seasons. Not as much as he does in this season, where he'll go, oh, and it sounds like it's pre-recorded. Every single time he speaks, he does that. He'd be like, oh, wow, baby Bob, that's a nice bow on your head. Oh, and like every single time. And I'm just like, he's tired. He's ready to leave.
And you know what? I don't
We
know.
did leave.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Right after this.
Like, I don't know if it's because he was tired. I think like whatever happened with him and Joyner clearly happened while they were still working together. And
Oh, you
when
think
I was
so?
watching
Yeah.
season 6, that's one thing I was thinking about. Like, it doesn't look bad, but you could tell there was like a disconnect. Just
There
a little bit.
was.
You
There
know what I mean?
was.
Like, I don't know.
No, there absolutely was. And like there was a disconnect, but also just to kind of go off what Hedge was saying about going through the motions, a lot of the storylines and themes that were touched upon in season 6 already happened in like earlier seasons.
Yep.
So it's kind of just like they repeat, like it's not going to be as bad as it is in the later seasons from what I've seen, but that they're repeating a lot of the themes and a lot of the story. Oh, hello, Jen. Did you read my mind? It is a repeat, and that's the thing. That's the thing I was thinking about when I was watching this season, because it's just like it's no wonder a lot of the OGs wanted to leave by the end of it, because it's just like, you know, at the time, you know, I don't think the future of Barney was really set in stone, because you had come on over to Barney's house, you had like some VHSs, and you didn't have a new season until 2002, and you know the last season was 99 to 2000. So I think everyone was going through the motions, and the future of Barney hadn't been set in stone, so that really kind of converged. And then you had these kids, these old ass kids.
No, be quiet. I'm talking about that.
Okay, that's for terrific tributes to touch on. So I will shush.
But I think, like, of course they had to recycle themes, because by the time season 6 came out, those first 3 seasons weren't available anymore, right?
Well, maybe
So
they
yes,
should've done
they
it
would
right.
recycle themes. They would also have an entirely new generation of kids that did not exist when they did those themes the first time, right? So all of that makes sense. I think, like, for us, obviously, we're looking at it through a different lens. One, because we grew up with it, but then also now we're watching back at it and we're like, man, it's getting redundant. But in the times they were making them, it wasn't so much. You know what I mean? And like, I think also too, like, I look at a show like Sesame Street, and that stuff hasn't grown much at all in 50 years. It's essentially the exact same thing. A bunch of recycled trash clips that they put in, and now terrible cartoons. And everyone's like, this is the best show. And it's been running all these years. And it's like, it's the exact same thing, constantly the same thing over and over and over again. And
That's
then they went,
something-
hey, now that Barney's off the air, we'll just do everything that they did, but with puppets.
Brandon's not going to
that's
come on
something-
the podcast again after that.
That's all right. I
That's
only
something that I wanted to
support
point
Sesame
out.
Street right now because Brandon's a part of it. Otherwise, I never watched it growing up, and I don't care now.
That's something that I wanted to point out, because I did think about that going through season 6. Like, I never really, I watched Sesame Street, but not as much as I did Barney. So like, it has been the same area of Sesame Street for, like you said, like 50,
Yeah.
like half a century. So like, I wonder if I would feel the same way about Sesame Street. I don't know, but like with Barney, it's such a small set. When you're there for 3 seasons, you're just in the same space for like 20 episodes a piece. You're just like, can we go somewhere else? And I've said before, like I really feel Barney shot itself in the foot when they did Barney Goes to School in 1990, because that cemented that this is where we're going to be forever now. And outside of the home videos, we're always going to be in this one space. And bless seasons 1 through 3 for changing things up, but like now we're just here now, and we got to do this, and we got to retread over and over and over again in the same area over and over and over again. And it's just watching Barney consecutively 20 episodes is not really all that good for the mind. Come to think, who would have thought?
Hashtag RIP Hedge on season 7.
See,
Dude, by the time season 13 comes around, dude, we're going to be so fatigued with that damn park. Oh my gosh,
I'm scared.
Isaiah says maybe you can explain to the audience the disconnect between David and Bob. Isaiah, I'll explain the disconnect, but you have to tell me how you want me to explain it. Do you want me to like explain it truthfully or like the sugar-coated way that
There's a whole
always
Reddit
try to
thread
spin it?
of what happened.
Yeah.
There's a what?
Reddit thread.
Okay, yeah, David Joyner.
There is a Reddit thread, but it's from a I don't know what word I want to use. A disgruntled employee is the word I would use. So it's all very one-sided of like, this happened to me in my car. I don't believe all that story is actually the whole story.
No.
And even if it is, it still makes him seem like a whiny baby. Hashtag get Jen on season 7 stream, the great Dean Fender.
Dean Fender.
Oh, yeah, sure.
This is going to be so funny, like having Jen on defending Dean.
But what I
like,
hate about this,
what I hate
is Dean was not a bad voice for Barney. He was just very, very, very different from what we knew as Bob. Not as different as Jonathan, but very different. And then you have Kaylin, who credits him as an inspiration for him and his whole voice acting career. But every time he gets a chance, he's trashing him on this stream and in our chat.
That's not true.
Yes, it is true.
Fake news.
Wrote a clip.
Roll a clip of what?
I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see here. So essentially, what happened in a very short story, because it's not our stories to tell. I really don't care much about it. But
I do.
David Joyner. I mean, this is true, and I was going to say this also. This is aside from the David Bob jerk off, but Dean is the longest running Barney voice.
The what?
Just saying. Just saying.
I'm sorry.
So essentially, and Kaylin, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I feel like you have more of the back of the story, just like you do with Great Adventure for no reason. David bought a car that he was very proud about having, and then Bob West went and bought the exact same car, and that created some friction between the two of them, because apparently when they make cars, they only make one, and no one else is allowed to buy that car if someone has already purchased it. And so that created some friction, which I think also there had to be other things happening that we don't know about behind the scenes for that to be the thing that goes, this sets me off and I'm done with this series. You see what I mean? Like, if that's the one reason, it's very petty and it's stupid. I feel like there was more to it. And you have to think, with these people, they had to work together all the time. Bob's voice was always, with David's, whatever he was doing with Barney and things like that. So you could also just grow tired of people in a workspace like that. You know what I mean? Like, in a sense, like we talked about Sesame Street, those puppet characters are voiced by the people puppeteering them, right? Maybe they have another puppeteer to help with the hand, but it's them. Whereas with Barney, you needed two people, based off how they were built, to have to work together. And after so long, 10 years or whatever, there's going to be some type of like friction between the two, where something as stupid as a dumbass car makes you upset that someone else went and bought the same car because they thought yours was obviously cool. I said that Sesame Street just recycles a bunch of the same old stuff and nothing's new about it. So with us like complaining that Barney never really changed, we have 50 years of Sesame Street and the same tired street until HBO bought it and actually added color to the set. Otherwise, it just looked like a very depressed black neighborhood.
There's about to be a throwdown between Kerron and Brandon on the stream. It's going to go full Jerry Springer.
Jerry. Tell me about it. See, exactly. When you're working with people for so long, it can get old, and that could be it. I don't know.
Speaking of Jim Henson's Creature Shop, Hedge, did you see that Captain EO is now canon in the Star Wars universe?
I did see that.
So are we not here, or like, is there? Have we left, or like? Speaking of, Hedge, did you know that they're the Star Wars
The Michael Jackson was actually alive the entire time.
Hey, look, Barney's World is winning with me. Starting to drink Canada Dry.
Canada
Stand
Dry.
it.
Hey, buddy.
I don't know why I stand it.
All right, so we rudely cut off at you, Kaylin, about what you were going to say about this season. I feel like you guys didn't understand that I said pros of the season because you've all just complained about it. So we'll just stay in that.
Sorry.
lane. No, it's all right. We'll just stay there.
There's
I have
nothing
some
good.
Hold on, wait. Brandon, you're gonna have like 500 people outside going, Brandon told me to come here. And it's all gonna be on you. And they're all gonna be dressed in Barney Crocs with their Barney stuffed animals. All right, go ahead, Kaylin.
That person who doesn't understand jokes is not understanding jokes. I do have some pros. Number one, this is one of the best looking suits to me.
Absolutely.
I don't know if it's my because I grew up watching that come on over to Barney's house video like almost religiously. So I was kind of just used to that. So seeing that is kind of like, oh, okay.
Good stuff. I'm talking to the people in the comments who understand, who have taste. Go ahead, Kaylin.
Oh, so you're not listening to me? Okay.
No, I'm listening
Ginger
to
ale.
you, but I'm ignoring most of it. It
Shout
looks
out
like
to
other
Ginger ale.
pros.
on his own butt.
Other
No,
pros.
that's not good at all.
He would say that. I don't know.
Oh man.
That's not
Sorry.
good
Go
at
ahead,
all.
Kaylin, for the fourth time.
I beg your pardon.
It's been used. It's been used.
Yeah.
It's been used.
It took me years
Beg
to.
your pardon.
It took me years to.
It took-
Took you guys years to shut the hell up.
took me- All right.
Other pros. I don't have any. Look. The repeated storylines. Yeah, to your credit, and it's probably what they thought. Like it's been a couple years since we've done these sort of like storylines, only because times have changed and those lessons are going to they remain the same, but also with the advancement of things happening through life and the advancement of the culture. Sure, let's tell the same story, but like add something in that helps drive the narrative. And I get that, as for writers, I assume, I mean, Emmy, you're a writer, like I'm sure you're being told to like
You're welcome.
come up with something on like a blank piece of paper or a blank screen, whatever you look at, and you're just like, okay, what do I do? Like what am I coming up with? And yeah, sometimes it's good to recycle those, but as long as you don't like repeat like literally bar for bar, word for word things that you had done previously. What's up?
I just want to point out that in all the history of creativity, there's always been repeat. We're in our culture, our Black culture, with hip hop, all they do is consistently sample music that came before them. Sometimes all the way down to the melody and lyrics. Like that's part of what happens. For one, you have to remember that the writers didn't choose what they wrote about. Marianne Dudko, and I can't remember the other lady's name. I'm sorry. They're the ones who would research and go, we need an episode about this that has these specific songs, maybe, or these games or this activity. And so like they were just told to write about something, and until they came to like the movies where they might be able to pitch a new idea for the episodes, it was largely we researched this and we think this is what the next episode should be about. So it was on them to give them repeated storylines or themes, and have them do it again for now. One, not only that it's a new generation, but it's a generation of kids who think differently or process information differently than what they would have in 92 by 99 or by 2024, you know what I mean? So revisiting the same theme, changing it just a little bit, makes sense. No, Hedge, I'm not taking questions right now. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Point of order.
Go ahead.
Kerron,
No.
How many times do we need a Mother Goose episode where she comes in and tells
Every 3
us
years.
that she knows every child there, and then she
I know your
introduces
name. I
herself
knew
in
your
a
mother's
song.
name when they were little, and their mothers when they were little.
Oh, I'm Mother Goose, and I'm here to say it's a different person.
What's he in the well?
What's that in the well? Say it again.
Look, it's my very good friend, Grandma Pigeon.
They're not repeated storylines; they're repeated themes. I feel like they did a good job making these episodes distinct so they could coexist, even though PBS never aired them simultaneously.
You did?
Yeah.
One more thing.
There's some themes that could be repeated over and over and never get old. Things like friendship and being oneself and being polite. That's true. Go ahead, Caleb. My bad, man. I didn't know you're getting ready to speak.
One more thing, because it took me years to.
And you guys know it's been leading up to this moment. With Lucy, the excuse was she went to a different school. With Michael, the excuse was he went to a different school. They were very old at that point. No teenager is going to be running around with a giant costumed character on a TV show for that long, unless you are Sesame Street. But, whatever. The fact that there is no explanation of why these grown-ass children are still running around what's essentially a daycare center, because that's what they call it sometimes, an elementary school. Hold on, I'm not done.
They've never called it a daycare center since 1992. Go ahead.
Oh. Anyway.
They're still in a school with no teachers in it after
No, Miss
There was that one black woman. Yeah.
I was waiting for somebody to say something.
You should also see the last few like touring shows of Barney. They weren't even grown children; they were literally grown adults running around.
But that was toured in countries where it was like highly illegal. For
Let's Go Tour was adults. Barney's Birthday Bash were adults.
Well, they were just stupid back then. Here is to just kind of nail it in the coffin. It's really distracting. They're almost as tall as Barney. And I'm glad they finally like put in the ordinance of if you are taller than BJ or Baby Bob, you will be shown the door. Yes.
Shit.
They didn't look that old. It's true. One thing, I think we have to remember, this was the end of the contract. So they wouldn't have hired a whole bunch of new kids for a show they weren't sure was going to get a new contract, right? For another set of seasons. This is the last season, so it made sense to just use the kids that's been here. Also, David Joyner is short in comparison to Carrie in a Barney suit. So, of course, most of the kids by the time they were 12 looked like they were the size of him because he's obviously not that tall.
But we're not watching David Joyner.
But look at Victoria Lennox, who played Tracy in the later seasons. Her and the girl who played Emma, I think they were all the same age as these kids were, maybe a year younger when they did their final season, and they didn't look as tall as Barney because Carrie was the size of an average human being.
They were the size of an ant. They were just writing stuff. There was an episode of season 6 where, and this cracked me up, they were doing something. They were like singing a song in the playground area, and then a cop just walks into the schoolyard.
Yeah,
and then,
job one.
Oh shit! Yeah, and like officer, whatever, Tom. And then they're like, "Are you here to play with us?" And he was like, "No, I can't do that." And they're like, "Why not?" "Well, I have a job to do." And I'm just like,
"Why are you here? Why are you at the school? Who called you? And what is happening?"
Like, you walked specifically into the schoolyard to tell us that you're not going to play with us because you have a job to do. Like, why are you doing your job?
Yeah, why are you telling us who called you here?
I'm not going to play with your children.
Just like
that lady that patrols
Deborah
the
Delivery. Oh yeah, the cop. But that made more sense because it's a part. Cops
right.
But like even
like schools have like student resource officers and
yeah,
like, they have cops there, but.
But what was it? Was it What a World We Share, where Deborah the delivery lady just dropped off boxes in the schoolyard?
Oh, that was
a whole bunch of, no, that was the one they helped her deliver. No.
Right.
They helped her deliver, and at the end, she brought a whole bunch of boxes that they built a neighborhood out of.
Right.
She's like, "Here, I just have a whole bunch of boxes. I'll just bring them into the school." Just imagine the principal showing up the next morning, going,
"What is this?"
And why is that squirrel and bird always looking in our school window?
Shoot, go away. Damn.
Scooter and Miss Etta, I love them. They're probably like my favorite Barney characters. I love them a lot.
While we're talking about it, let's keep talking about it. But I think we should also start to toss our choices into the thing so people can start to vote. For those of you, let me see here.
Hey, Chip, how's the leg? Oh, it's good. It's going great, Barney. Thanks for asking.
Oh, it's good.
It's going great, Barney. Thanks for asking. Here's the voting link to vote. It's not ready for you to vote yet, but you can click on it because I know some of you will just do that anyway. All right. Who would like to give their choice first?
I'll go for it.
So it'll be Hedge.
Oh no, please.
Okay. Sorry, Hedge. I didn't see you. I didn't.
No.
But look, I'll go first. I'll volunteer. So Kerron, before we started the stream, you said your choice, which we don't know yet, is based on a really stupid reason. So I just want to put the disclaimer out there that season 6 isn't bad. I was a little annoyed with the repeating themes but it's not necessarily a bad season. So I had a little bit of trouble. It was between this episode and Sunny Snowy Day because I just didn't like that. It felt bland to me. But this one, I
beg your pardon.
Yeah, I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
That's not the worst. I think I'm actually going to get more hate for this one. But the vote that I'm putting in for this episode is It's a Home to Me. And the reason, the stupid reason.
Bob's last video.
Yes. I didn't even need to say it. It was the last filmed episode of season 6. And look, I have to come and rep my boy on his last season. So yeah, it's.
Could you imagine?
God dang, I knew it.
Could you imagine the toxic interaction / goodbye between him and David once they?
David just didn't even get out of the suit.
He ate my deodorant.
All right, bye. See you in LA. Whatever. Because they both went to LA.
Yeah. You're going to LA.
Time.
First you get my car, then you come to LA.
Bob went to LA first, and then David came, I think, a year or two.
That's because David was like, "You buy my car, I'm coming to LA." To do a bunch of roles in popular TV episodes, but no one will ever know who I am. I'm always playing like a cop or something like that.
Yeah, it's not like it's going to be a wildly popular search engine in the next 10 years.
Why was Kristen dropped from this season only? If I understand correct, and I'm sure Jen would probably correct me more, but if I understand, Kristen aged out, but then by the time they did those videos, another character left, and so they needed to. Hannah left, so they needed to fill her spot in, so they brought her back for just those movies specifically. If I remember, because I think someone talked about this not too long ago, and I think that's what it was. No. For me, count me in because of how predictable the ending is. Like, of course, Baby Bop chose her blanket. But yeah, I mean, it's obvious to us, but like a 3-year-old, it's not that obvious to them. You know what I mean? Like, they're not even thinking about it because they're not following that through line so much. Someone was hating on the fact that we just now get into this an hour in. Who is that? Anthony. Getting to the actual episodes an hour in is crazy. But are you having fun, Anthony?
Anthony, you've been here before. Anthony, you've been here before.
You know how this works. We talk a lot. I have no earthly idea what I would pick for season 6. It's repetitive, sure, but it's a solid batch. And it is true. The one I chose is for a very stupid reason. I like when Kerron says, God dang.
God dang.
Hip Hop Harry is kind of based as a.
I thought that's bad.
It is such a lie. We were just talking crap about that show. We weren't on a live stream though. It was just me, Hedge, and Kaylin, I think, talking trash on it and the very first suit they had and how ridiculous it looked. Who's
like
next?
a giant cat. Cat man.
It did look like a giant cat.
Like a Wish.com Pop Harry suit.
Let's see here. Who wants to go next?
Oh, I'll get mine. Mother Goose.
Great. I'm glad you're interested in it now.
Mother
which one
Goose.
is it?
Mother Goose.
What's the name of it?
I don't even care to. I really don't know.
You don't even know the name.
Why did you choose that one?
The mother, because I'm
Little
so
Mother
sick
Goose.
of. I don't need to hear every single time. And here's the thing. It started doing something different. It's like, oh well, she needs help writing a Mother Goose rhyme. She needs help finding the inspiration to do it. And then Mother Goose comes in. She does her whole, oh, Mother Goose. Okay, yeah, we get it. And then she's like, oh well, that's why you couldn't write a Mother Goose rhyme, because you weren't smiling when you wrote it. I'm like, well, what? That doesn't.
Excuse me.
Okay.
You weren't smiling when you wrote it.
Like, what does that even? What are you talking about? But whatever. But they started like doing like different Mother Goose rhymes that they never really did in the show before. And I'm like, okay,
Got the
we're
Piccadilly-o. The
yeah.
coachman takes his stand, and when he meets a pretty girl,
Yeah, that's the one. Oh, that was
Sounds like a
okay.
Harry Bell.
right away so clever. Oh,
That song is so fire. I was washing dishes while listening to that. I was like, "What kind of? They put some soul in this. What the world?" Oh,
you knew Barney was
Oh.
gonna get down when he came from behind that tree with that hat on and the vest.
he said, "I'm okay." I was like, "Okay, this is a little different." And then they got it so comfortable where they're just doing the Mother Goose rhymes in succession with no connecting tissue, and they're just going and going. I'm like,
I have to jump in.
No, I was
I have
like,
to jump in.
absolutely.
No. Look, I have to jump in.
am not finished.
That episode of Little Mother Goose is also the one I chose, and I chose
Thank
it
you.
because I hate it when they took a home video and cut it down to an episode, and that's what happened. The
Oh,
home video, Rhyme Time Rhythm, is great. That episode seems like something's missing because it's just Mother Goose rhymes the whole time, and that's why I chose it, because I prefer the actual full-length video to that episode, and I also chose the same one for that reason. Have you seen Rhyme Time
I
Rhythm?
feel like
That's crazy too, because I've
Yeah.
never seen Rhyme Time Rhythm, but I had a feeling I was like, didn't they do this in a home video
Yeah.
I
around
feel
this
like
time? Like, what is this?
I
Go
feel
back
like
and go back and watch it, Hedge, because they go to like Mother Goose's, like Mother Goose Land and all this stuff.
Where?
And actually, our friend Barney, the YouTube channel,
Where?
Ethan, I always go there to watch any Barney stuff. And in the season 6 playlist he doesn't have the episode, he has the movie instead. Because like, what's the point to watch the episode if I can just watch the full thing?
Right.
Rhyme Time Rhythm is far better than just that episode, and that's the reason why I also choose it, because of that.
somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they film that video like before all this, and then
Yeah.
decided like, okay, let's just make it into a promotional the episode
Yeah.
for our video?
Yeah, they did. But they also did that in season 13 twice. 2 of the home videos they cut down to 2 episodes.
Oh
That's
yeah.
how lazy they got. That's
Xerxes says we
and
don't have any money.
ironically, it's the first episode of the season and the last, and they're the only 2 sets that look better than just a storybook painting, because they put more budget into the movies.
Oh, let's go to the jungle.
No.
The jungle actually looked
For
good.
10
though.
more
With
minutes.
actual plants and stuff. It did look good. Rhyme Time
They
Rhythm
did-
should have been named A Lot of Mother Goose.
They did a similar thing with season 1. They did the camping episode in season 1, and it was literally just campfire sing-along and like the same songs and everything. And I remember watching that, and I don't need to watch this again. Like, I already know.
Yeah, but it wasn't like they just took the Backyard Gang video and made it an episode either, though. Like, they at least
Right.
reshot
Yeah,
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I've always hated when they would take a video and cut it down like that. So you're not wrong with that choice, and that's the one that it should be. Absolutely, Hedge, you're right. Kaylin, what's your wrong choice? Is it one of the episodes with Chip?
No.
I also hate that his name
like
is Chip.
chopped off.
I've never met a Chip ever. Like, not a person.
Yeah, that's somebody
As a
else's name, not the
nickname.
actual name.
It's more
It's
of a
not as a nickname.
It's a nickname. Okay. So what's his real name?
Chipper.
French fries. His real name is French fries, but they call him Chip.
Mhm.
What?
I see what you did there, Emmy.
Oh,
Fish and chip. You
I
get
was
it?
like, what is she talking
Guys,
about?
you understand? You don't.
Emmy, are you
All right,
okay?
move on. You guys aren't cultured with international foods. Go ahead. Kaylin, what's your choice?
I know kimbap.
That's not an episode. What's your choice?
I was hoping it would stay silent.
What's your choice?
Dude, my favorite thing about Chip is that in season 6, he's the one that they chose to throw that bucket of water in his face. Did you guys see it in the intro, like in the countdown? I used it in that because it was just funny.
Dude, get out of here! Too old.
That's what the cop was doing there. Barney. That's why the cop showed up. He was looking for Chip.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. You're too old to play with Barney now.
Are you here to play with us? No, I came to get Chip.
And he broke his leg.
Chippenstein.
If Chip was black.
He's Chip. Chocolate Chip. All right, go ahead.
My episode is You Can Do It. Only because it stems on the fact that Baby Bob doesn't know how to jump rope. But instead of like helping her or playing games that are similar to it, and in order for her to practice and actually get good at it, they go, okay, you do your thing. We'll be in the treehouse doing our own thing, having fun, riding horseback on those little horsey things that you put a quarter in outside of like a mall or a Walmart. And then we'll come back and see how you're doing. Oh, you still can't do it? Okay, let's go.
By that point, she should be used to it. They also did it in the first episode of season 4 where she's like, I want to play school. No, you go to the treehouse. We're going to be in the school.
They love doing that with Baby Bob. Like when she was making that smoothie or whatever. I forget what season. Maybe it was 4. It's like they just leave her alone. Why don't you go do that?
No,
you just in there playing with machinery.
Where you belong.
Go into the treehouse.
They did the same thing to Steven when they're
Just
like, okay, you're complaining about lemonade too much.
Just stuck the baby in the highest elevated place they could in the schoolyard.
Go to your room. Figure it out.
The squirrel and the bird watching her.
Why don't you do that somewhere else? And then we're gonna actually enjoy ourselves down here.
They did the same thing with Steven and the terrible Maurice Davis or whatever his name is.
They needed to for Steven. He was, he deserved to be locked away for a while. It's lemonade. At least Baby Bob did have like a struggle of how do I jump over this rope that's spinning around me. This dude could.
But we don't. Do we come back to that?
Lemons and water.
It would have been nice to have like a sort of thing of, okay, like let's play a game that uses our hands to go to do like this, and also let's jump a lot. And then finally, when she's like, "Oh, I still don't think I can jump rope," and then she can actually do it.
Did she actually jump the rope, or did she just jump over?
No, she put it on the ground and started like hopping back and forth. Yeah, and they started singing a Baby Bob. I'm like, all right.
I mean, it makes sense. There's no 3-year-old is able to twirl the jump rope. And instead of just ending the episode going, yeah, no, you can't, like they did in season 11 where she couldn't, like, what was it? She couldn't play music or something? Or was it skating? There was something where she wanted to do something that everyone else was doing. They're like, no, you're not big enough. Maybe when you're older. And that's all that they told her. Like, they didn't even attempt to give her a new way of doing it. They just like, maybe when you're older.
We're not liable for you, Baby Bob. We don't want to go through that.
No.
Anonymous said it here too. They also do it to Baby Bob in season 7, Stop Go. They do. She's like running around with these stop and go paddles. And like she's just running around the park while they're doing other stuff. And she pisses off the police officer because she keeps making her stop. And then she runs around her and she tells her to stop again.
And she shot her.
Oh.
We were all thinking it. I'm kidding.
No, we weren't. No. We actually weren't.
I don't know. This reminds. There was an episode in season 6. It's like slightly related, where they went to the library to get a book for something. I don't know. And BJ went with them. And then right when they got in the library, he was like, "I gotta get a book for Sissy. See you later, guys." They're like, "Okay, BJ," but he's still in the library, so he just kind of like just goes somewhere
Just
else
behind
for the
him.
rest of the scene. They just leaves. It's like what wait, he's still here. He didn't disappear. He just didn't
But
show
he's
up.
not
did that
part
a
of the
lot.
conversation right now.
They did that a
You
lot.
came
Wait,
in
hold on,
like
guys. I'll be right back.
We scared off Kerron.
It's just like, why did he leave?
They did that in the What a World We Share video when they just got.
BJ, are you okay?
Toddlers
Like when-
generally can't jump rope. The hopping over activity is actually great for classic Barney age kids, and I agree.
Classic Barney age kids.
Classic Barney.
Grown men and women
Movie fan.
Barney's World
who
age
have
kids.
9-to-5 jobs with benefits.
Isaiah says, did you guys talk about how they reuse the audio of the kids going Barney when he comes to life in several episodes?
Really?
I don't notice that
I
at
didn't
all.
notice it.
I don't notice it.
I don't notice it. It's better than them going, "Hey, Barney."
But that's how they bring them life. There's an excuse for that.
Baby Bop, when you get older, I bet you'll be really good at skipping. Derek, season 2.
Thanks, Derek.
They're taunting her.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, 2 people have figured it out. The link is now live for the voting. So it's at home to me, a little Mother Goose. You can do it. Go ahead and you can start voting now for us to figure out what goes on to our list. Let's think about this, guys, and we don't have to talk about it here entirely, but and maybe we can have the people in the chat if they want to make a decision with us. Would you guys like to just go straight into season 7 on the next one, or do you want to look back at the ones that we've done now and fill out the bracket a little bit, right? Go back to Rock with Barney in the season 1 episode and figure out which one of those do we dislike the most, and before we start the hit era.
Well, me
I'm
personally,
fine
I
with
would
either
rather not think about Rock with Barney at all. I would rather just go to season
Just
7.
go ahead and
Whatever
do
you
it.
guys want to do, I'll be here.
All right, cool. We'll just go ahead and we'll just go right on to season 7 then.
No, Kayla, what do you think?
No, we don't care. I'm not voting. This is all blasphemy. A Little Mother Goose is the better choice, Jen. You have to vote for it, not because it's a terrible. It's a terrible episode because it's better as the full length video.
Not because it's a terrible episode, but because it's a bad episode. We all know it.
It's not a bad episode because it
Awesome.
wasn't ever an episode to begin with. It was a movie. It's like watching. It's like watching the stupid First Adventures, where it's all just clips of the songs from Great Adventure. Even though Great Adventure is it's a far better video than just watching that. All right.
Since we're not going to see them again, can we all just agree that Scooter and Miss Etta are the best characters in this seasons 4, 5, and this trio of seasons? Can we all agree?
No, it is absolutely true. And it's
No.
very strange to me. It's very strange to me that they went, "Hey, let's move this to a park." And then they left the random animals that were in the
The
schoolyard
2 animals you would
at the
think.
schoolyard instead of in the park. You know how much that's one of those things that they could have brought over, like they did with Mr. Boyd, bringing him over. That I think would have also made that series better.
Yeah.
Plus, you got to think like
Strange.
Mr. Boyd
Get rid
has
of
like 50 different jobs. He's a
It's
beekeeper.
just strange to get rid of them. It was strange to get rid of
Janitor.
Stella. You know how much I would have flipped out if they would have brought them back like they did with Stella and Mr. Boyd and Best of Barney?
That'd be sick.
Like that would have been sick.
They cracked me up. This photo, this actually had me crying when they did this. The B plot was them.
Oh, Hedge, you weren't there.
Oh yeah, last time. Emmy hates circles.
Yeah.
And you said you were going to watch the stream, but clearly you didn't. So you would understand that if you did.
Well,
Dude, today.
this isn't about me. This ain't about me.
God, Cross, stop screwing the pooch.
God, it's not very bombastic of you.
Oh my gosh.
We're bringing back the classics.
We all are. But this had me crying because the B plot was Scooter making a statue of himself, and the first time he shows it to Miss Etta, he's like, "Look, Miss Etta," and she's like, "What?" He's like, "It's me," and she's like, "Yeah, I know." Like, every single time, and what made me really mad is that the entire episode he keeps messing it up, and like the arm falls off and stuff, and then he finally does it right at the end of the episode. He's like, "Look," and she's like, "Oh, it's great, it's amazing." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm so proud." And he like knocks it over and like it breaks. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe somebody will catch it and maybe he'll be like, "Oh, well, I had a great time." And then they just crossfade to Barney and the kids, and we don't see them again. I'm like, that's not funny. He was so proud. He was so happy. And the whole through line is he messed it up again. The end. Like, no, I don't know. I love them. They're wonderful.
So do I. Oh.
Did you guys hear that strange man? What was that?
That was Chip.
He goes in the pen with oh my god, there's a wiggle in my foot, there's a wiggle in my
What do you guys think that guy's like a pedophile?
Chip is just that weird guy, who came in singing the song about his body parts. There's a wiggle in my middle. Oh, don't you know?
No, you gotta sing it more like a pedophile. I guess now that we're giving him this stigma.
I mean,
there's a wiggle in my middle.
Barney, all Barney said was, "This is my good friend," and he was already in the school. He was
clapping. That's the worst part about it. Like, what are you inside for? None of your kids go here. Why are you inside the school?
It's not like he like twinkled in like BJ and Baby. He literally just walked out of it. He was in there doing something. What was he there for?
Looking at the kids' lockers.
Like somebody calls him. Hey guys, why do you know him? What does he do?
Barney just called him out because he happened to see him wandering the hallways. Just like keep an eye on him.
Yeah, good job. I like that song about the raindrops.
What a beautiful song. What a wonderful song you're singing.
Oh, hold on, let's see this. Luki says, controversial opinion. I didn't mind Scooter and Etta being used less in season 6 and didn't miss them being completely gone afterwards. Oh, that's a hot take.
That's a wrong opinion, to be honest.
Oh, they
were the best. I
think
if they had not added them in for seasons 4 through 6, it would have felt still very much like season 3 and the rest. Even though it looked different, there was nothing to differentiate it. So it was good that they added them in, I think.
Yeah. But
I wish they would have used them a little bit more. Like, they really didn't use them as much as we think.
Well, didn't they only use him in like the post season 6 videos?
They only used Scooter, yeah. He did the Let's Go to the Zoo. He did
the
Rhyme Time or the circus one.
And I think
then they both showed up in the You Can Be Anything video.
Yeah, that one.
And that was their last one that they did.
I'm gonna get Andrew to build me a Scooter replica, and then you'll never see me again. Anytime it's gonna be me on camera, it's just gonna be Scooter.
Today I'm Barney.
Brandon had one.
Mr. Lover. Yeah, Brandon did have one, and
then he sold it to
Bolton.
Yeah, the guy who never credits his sources.
Damn, Bolton. Because I wanted it too, but I didn't have the money for it at the time. Hedge doesn't know about Barney stuff, says April.
What are you talking about?
Everybody chill.
Everybody.
It's been 3 years. It's been 3 years of work. I'm gonna let it go. That's the things I get. I don't know anything.
Whoa!
Jesus. No. You mean wiggle in my hair. Hashtag justice for Scooter.
There's a wiggle in my hair.
Linda is in this season, and Linda is my favorite character of season 6.
She's got great acting.
5. She's so adorable.
She's so adorable. Yeah.
Like, she really is. It's the best thing that Chip brought to those 2 seasons. With his sister. That's his replacement, essentially.
Hey guys, this is my little sister.
I was kind of bummed not seeing her move over to like Barney's house and then like the later, because she was really young when she joined them, in season
She's
5.
like 5 or 6.
Yeah, so she could have been there. I mean, granted, by the time 2002 came around, she would have been like she would have been in one season, if anything. So I guess that makes sense. But it was weird they didn't use her in any home videos, and maybe it was because she was so young. But I don't know. I loved Linda.
I think she generally had the best acting of the kid actors in that season.
She really did.
To like Robert or someone.
Because she
She
sounded
was very much
genuine.
older. Like she appeared to be much older than what she actually was. Like just by the way she could act and deliver lines and all that kind of stuff.
She reminded me of Tina a little bit. Kind of sort of.
Yeah. She did seem to like take that place after Steven. Take that place for and now David. Now there's David, who's clearly the baby of the group in Barney's world.
I like him.
Holds his hand and carries him around more than anyone else.
I like him. David is my favorite character of the
Or
whole
maybe
thing.
just because Barney's black now and so he has favoritism.
Well, Billy's Asian, so I mean, by that logic,
No one in the show is Asian. Mel is not
Mel?
Asian. She's Mexican.
Mella's
no,
half
she's
Korean.
biracial.
She's half Korean?
Half Korean.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Because
And
yeah.
Fucking-
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That's why
Jesus
she talks
Christ.
all those different languages. Like,
Calm down.
I would love for someone to skip.
No, it's not Korean.
I would love for someone to skip through the stream out of context and just hear, "She is not Asian. She's never been Asian." It's like, what?
What's up, there? Where's the Barney beef?
Oh, I've been cooking up my Barney beef.
Oh my-
And I put it in the chicken
You're
burger.
off,
They're pulling beef out of the
sweating.
Oh, this is lean.
I'm cooking up my chicken burger. whatever it is.
everybody.
Oh my god. Someone keeps calling Dean Went Dina Sweetness and I'm losing my shit.
Someone's calling him that in the chat.
In the YouTube chat, they keep calling him Dina Sweetness.
The other reason, like he goes on social media and then
amazing.
disappears for like 5 months.
The bus.
Mr. Radio Disney.
Hey, Mr. Knickerbocker, boppity bop. All right, bye. It was weird seeing him like do the voice.
And how he moves when he does it. Hey,
Right.
Mr. Like he was bouncing in that chair like this. It was so strange. Fair enough about Scooter and Etta making seasons 4 through 6 distinct, but I did notice that their dialogues are often cut out of the international cuts of the. Yeah, I mean they did that with the kids in the season 9 of Barney too, or just refilmed it. Also, there was just the dinosaurs. Venus Weenus.
Wow, Danis Weenus. Oh God. I love you. I love me too. I don't
Well, you know
that.
what rhymes with
It's his
Dina
voice.
Sweetness?
Come on, everybody. Let's.
Hold on. I love that this person shortened all of our YouTube names to ask us something. And look what they shortened your name to, Kaylin. Hey, Hedge, Riff, the best Barney fan 2, and Emmy. What would it look like if Barney and Friends did end and Barney House would be the news? I mean, I assume it would look like come on over to Barney's house.
I
Wait,
wouldn't be able to stand it.
I would. It was a nice change. It was better than the park for sure.
TBBF2.
Hey, it's better than being called Riff. I mean, if it's you, I don't mind Riff. You guys are the jerks.
No, Mattel is clearly.
Dude,
We never get to see Barney's bedroom, dude. I want to know where he's sleeping at.
1,000 bottles of pistachios.
Bottles.
Bottles.
I was going to say something else, but and tie it into. I mean, pistachios do come in I guess they're technically cans, if you will.
They come in bags, Kerron.
No, pistachios also come in cans, Kaylin. Have you not seen them in the cans?
No.
That's all right.
No.
Go grocery shopping. Well, Emmy, you're in Australia, so it could be very different for you. But
I've never heard of pistachios being in cans. What's going on over there?
Pringles come in cans.
Pringles cans.
That was another design outrage people were like severely mad at because they removed his eyebrows. The Pringles guy. Okay.
That's my favorite part of these streams where it just gets really silent. It's so rude.
Oh,
Can.
That is,
Yeah.
Oh my god! What is going on? What is this?
You jerks.
Cutting to the Barney's World face is crazy.
Oh man.
Noodles and noodles, cheese by the ton.
Have me on the season 7 stream and I'll sing any sexy slogan you want in Dean voice.
Come and
Well,
talk
that's
to
the only
me.
way to make it
I really
tolerable.
wanna meet you. Can I talk to you? I really wanna know you.
Hashtag Dean's beef. Is being called Riff better or worse than being called Chip, Kaylin? All right, Kaylin's decided to leave the
group. He's like, I'm getting out of here. Don't like it.
Barney's house over park. Don't at me. We can't at you, but I would also agree with that.
We don't
Barney's
know.
house is one of my favorite home videos, and I love the park, but I still wish they would have tried at least one season. I agree. There's so much that they could have done with that place, where it wouldn't have been, I think, as stagnant as the park, because they introduced the idea that Barney has many different rooms that could transport you to many different places, right? Where it would have opened the door for far more different things that they can do versus just the same old set over and over again.
I wouldn't want Barney's house for 7 seasons, though. That's where I draw the line.
Well, it wouldn't have lasted that long. Because
Mm-hmm.
by the time Hit got lazy, they would have just stopped it. Because in Barney's house, you have to have them go somewhere, right? Or else you just have 2 places: the living room and the music room.
And
right?
the
So
bubble
you would have
room.
to have them do something. So they would have just been like, man, screw it.
There's opportunity to do it now.
These nuts and Dean's voice. And that would be on topic.
There's opportunity to do it now.
These nuts.
These nuts.
Barney, what goes on in your tree when we don't call you? Well, Vivi, or whoever I'm talking to, let's find out.
These nuts.
Anything can happen.
No. That song was fire.
This tree is filled with fun.
They could have made a Barney's house playset, dude, and just sold it.
They did.
They did? You said that like
It was
They didn't do a Barney house playset.
It wasn't the exact like replica, but it was one of those carry around things.
Oh yeah.
That you open up. I had one. It was actually pretty neat. That's why I used to reenact episodes with.
While I don't like the pistachio episode, I understand what they were trying to teach, which is that too much of the same food isn't good. No. They were trying to teach very much so that Barney had an addiction like a drug addict or any other type of addict would. The story behind that is Steve White was at the end of like his time working with Hit Entertainment, I guess you could say, and he was trying to see he didn't like what the direction was going. He was trying to see how ridiculous of an idea of an episode could he write for them to see if they would like actually use it. And that's what he did. It wasn't supposed to be like a serious thing, and they actually approved it because Karen Barnes and the rest were idiots, and it became the episode. That was the actual reason for it. It wasn't about the too much of the same thing. It was literally about, I wonder how ridiculous I can make this, and they actually thought it was a good idea.
Truly
So
one of the
that's people running
stupidest
the-
pieces of history because it actually
I
happened.
think at that point, Marianne Dudko, I don't think she's a part of it anymore because she was the one giving the assignments and things. And so the writers never really pitched an idea. And I don't think, I could be wrong. I don't think she was there anymore because I think if she was, we would not have had that episode. I could be wrong. I know she was there through some of the hit stuff, but I don't think she was by that time. I don't know. Let's see. Me and Big Purple 88 should have a deal. That does sound
A
gross.
Dean off. It's a real
What
man.
the hell is a Dean off? Wow.
Season 7 is going to be fun. I already know it. I can already feel it.
All right, hold on 1 second. April, you have got to relax. You're doing way too much in the comments. Most of us are just joking, and you're not understanding the jokes, which is fine. But you have to stop arguing with people over things that you're not understanding. Everyone's gonna have a different opinion than you, so it's fine that happens. You don't have to be upset about that.
I can't.
I got tired of all those fucking comments. Hey, I'm a Dean Fender too, so I'll be part of that, and so is Kalen, but he just likes to lie when he's in the public forum. Bear in the Big Blue House did suck.
No,
And
it
it's
didn't.
never funny that they did that after Bear in the Big Blue House came out.
I never got to.
Well, because the reason why they created it was the same reason why
to spite Barney.
Sesame Street and them were always chasing Barney and them, where they were just trying to compete. They wanted a show that wasn't as annoying as Barney, and here came Bear in the Big Blue House that lasts 3 seasons. And then the guy just left and went to work for Sesame Street, which he could have just done in the first place.
wasn't it like one of the producers died and
I don't know.
they
I
were
don't
like
actually
so
think
distraught?
that show was. I don't actually think it was a bad show. It was an alright show. I don't know about someone dying though.
I saw him
Yeah,
live
we're
though.
chatting.
The last time I went to Disney World, like over 10 years ago, they still had the Playhouse Disney like section in MGM Studios, and it was pretty cool. They had like the at the time the Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, like the puppet show
Oh, wow.
that they had on TV,
Mhm.
and then Bear and somebody else.
I don't know.
Anything can happen.
I'm sorry, Big Purple 88. I don't know who you are.
Say your actual names.
So you have to reach out to me so I can
Jenna,
I-
and
reach out to me. Because you have to reach out to me, find me on Facebook because I don't know who you are to reach out to you. Bring Jen and I and bring Jenny and Big Prep. That makes my head hurt.
Yeah, it's a word
Bring-
salad.
Jenny
And Big Purple
and
for
Big
Dino.
Purple for Dino.
Bring Jenny in the block.
Kim deserved a better send off. Well, she came back in season 11, did some hip hop dancing.
Did she?
Like they never gave her a
She
spotlight.
wasn't Kim, like the character, but she was one of the hip hop
Yeah.
dancers in the caboose.
They
It
didn't
was
stop
weird
the
seeing
episode
her
to go.
on screen with Riff. It was very strange.
Like they didn't stop the episode to go. Wow, one of my old friends.
Like they did with Min. They were just like,
Right.
here's a group of hip hop dancers backflipping in the caboose.
My good friend, man. What do you?
This is how
what?
long Min and I have been friends. So you couldn't just say, like, first of all, whatever. This is how long Min and I have been friends. Great. So since she was a kid.
Got new vocal cords and everything.
Here's a promotional still of me and Men from season 3. He said out loud.
This is what I sound
Is
like.
she? She's in Let's Make Music too. Where at? I
Her
Madison
name is
Pettis in
Daniel
there.
Vega.
Daniel
Danielle
Vega, yeah. Oh, she's dancing at the fair thing. She's one
Is
of the
she?
dancers. Yeah,
All right.
yeah. She does a
Yeah.
little dance.
Dope.
That's cool. It's cool to know that she was around a little bit more because that's what the character or the lady who played Min, she was around for a while too, like behind the scenes. Like she played the robot in
Outer Space
Barney in
video.
Outer Space.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, I'm going to give you guys 2 more minutes to vote, and then I'm going to close it down, and we're going to see which one got the most votes.
Wait, she was in Barney in Outer Space as a robot, but she didn't do the sing and dance?
Yeah,
What?
Min was in the sing and dance.
Oh, she was? Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
she came in with
she
Jason
was.
like halfway through.
My bad.
Oh, well, she can come as a robot, but she can't come back as Min.
Wow, priorities.
But she'll come back to that stupid ass pork.
I was really about to flame her.
Man,
I'm about to say, Edge, calm down.
like, wait a second.
I see where your priorities lie. Can't even visit Barney at his own house. I feel like we should do Barney's house. I would love to. That video is so funny when you really just think about it.
Well, I want to do like a worst home video,
Oh yeah.
like stream a separate from this stuff if we want to do that, because we can. Yeah, I want to do that maybe at some point.
I like
We'd
how
have to
he's
watch
stunned.
every single home video in succession.
I would love to do that.
I think it'd be fun. We'll just
Oh.
skip. We'll skip Barney's Great Adventure because it would automatically be the losing one if we didn't.
No, we would skip it because it's an actual movie.
Is it though?
Yes, it was
The
in
action
theaters,
movie was left on the
Is it?
cut. The action movie was left on the cutting room floor.
but it was in theaters.
It's because it went to it. Barney's Big Road Adventure went to theaters, and that was not a movie. That was a clip show.
What on earth is that?
It was a video that they did after season 13. Like they filmed some new content and plugged in all the clips of season 13 into it, and they put it in select theaters back in
Did they put it in
2010.
theaters?
Yeah, select theaters.
Select.
We're talking
it was
about
still in, it was still in a
worldwide.
movie theater.
I would never.
What
in
is
my
your
life.
definition of a movie then?
I would
Caitlin?
never-
Does it-
Movie
does it only count as a movie
but
if it's in more than one theater?
It took me years to.
Never in my life would I go to a theater with popcorn and watch the park era of Barney just on a silver screen.
I mean, in defense of that, at least it was very much still Barney. People went to Great Adventure hoping it was going to be Barney, and it was not.
It was.
It was trash, is what it was.
I mean,
It
no,
was
it
terrible.
wasn't trash.
That wasn't.
It was terrible.
Did you just agree with him?
Look at the
No.
and Jungle Friends and Night Before Christmas also did it. Yep, in a packed theater where no one left halfway through because it sucked.
You suck.
Even Kyla Pratt couldn't make that movie good.
Not
You're
Penny
Kyla
Proud.
Pratt,
You're Kyla Pratt.
famous Hollywood actress
Talk to the hand because the face ain't home. Leave a message at the
from
tone.
Dr. Dolittle and others.
They
movie was
did Purple
great.
Voice, but hey, those aren't real movies because they were in select
That
theaters.
are not.
I would never go to the theater and see any Barney home video ever, except for
home
Barney Great
video.
Adventure. Home video. Yeah.
Like when I see that star, like when I see that star go, like,
Oh yeah,
inserted
and
into
he was a
Barney's
part of
chest.
this one, but he's not even. That's not a real movie either, so he doesn't get that accolade.
Well, they
Barney
didn't pay
holding
me,
that
so
thing, that little
whatever.
star hits it. He's like, home video, classic collection.
A Barney home video.
Like, what is he even holding? It's just, hey.
Oh, look at this! I also saw BGA in a theater in 2013. As I remember, there were maybe 2 families.
Well, they didn't get the gist of the film. Clearly,
Well, no one did because they left it all on the original script.
Clearly, they don't see the arts of movie.
No one saw the art of the movie. Cheryl just stuck around because it was the last thing she had, and then you had Steve, whatever his name is, just running around ruining things.
Steve Goma.
We should film the zippers.
Steve Goma.
No one cares what
That's-
his last name is, really.
Jen, when
It
you saw it
wasn't
in
Steve
theaters,
White.
I do.
Well,
I
of course
do.
you knew. If we ever
Jim.
need anything for a Great Adventure, we'll call Hedge. Or not
See,
Hedge.
Danny
I'm sorry, Hedge.
DeVito
I don't mean to put
was
it on you.
involved
You
in
also have
this
to look at his
movie.
name. We'll call Kaylin.
Danny DeVito was involved in the making of this movie. That's what makes
Danny
it so
DeVito
fun.
said, "I like the script," and they were like, "Let's give him a credit."
Yeah. So he was involved.
So was the guy who was supposed to produce it.
Big Road Adventure was literally sold out. That was in 2011.
We're talking about Canada.
Right after the dead season of Barney happened. So
It was dead.
So
Jen, when you saw
now the
Great
movie's in the
Adventure in
back theater,
theaters,
and then they went back to see the classic movie, and it was two families. Me
Jen, when you,
and this one family.
it took me years to. Jen, when you saw the movie in theaters, was it the widescreen version of Great Adventure, where like Barney gets on the log when they're about to fly, and you
2013.
can just see half Barney's body and David Joyner's legs sticking out?
I would imagine it would be the widescreen, like in
It
a
wasn't.
theater, right?
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
So they started when Peacock first launched. That was like that was when the first time they like I guess they found a widescreen print and said, "Hey, let's just put it." You know.
You see the mouse cursor clicking the play button.
Oh, you see, yeah, you just see them come out and put the disc in, skip through all of the ads, press play on the table of contents. I left the theater staring at the menu.
Somebody said, "Karen Smith, you sir should bring Kyra Platt in it."
Hold on, man, we're still stuck on this. That they left it on the menu,
That's so funny.
I just.
Oh my gosh, that is so
and this
funny.
is when Mattel had it, I think. He's like, just send the DVD back into them.
Watch like a 480p DVD on a theater screen.
I saw that person call me Smith, and I'm not sure where they
Karen Smith.
got that
Karen
part of the
Smith.
name from.
Didn't Carrie call you that when you first did his episode of Purple Rose or whatever?
Called me Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
He was like, how do you pronounce it? Is it Karen?
And what's even funnier about it is he asked me that exact question before we started recording, and he mispronounced it, and we stopped and we restarted again, and he still mispronounced it.
Well, you know, Kerron, it took me years to learn what your name was.
What? Steve Goo 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 Goma.
That's why you were saying, like, when you were trying to get the name out while we were still talking.
Oh, right.
That's disgusting.
Cineplex Movie Theater Chain in Canada used to show old kids movies all the time on Saturday mornings. It was always just DVDs. Oh, well, you should have led with that, then. No, I like what you said before, that it was just, I left staring at the menu. Well, it's better. It does not change the fact that there are only two families there, Kaylin. You still have not won.
Kiss my ass.
Slightly unrelated. Do you guys remember a few years ago when they were doing, like, Walmart will always do for Halloween, they'll do like this section of DVDs, and they all have a specific like slip case where it's all like specifically like a neon
Just
design.
their face.
Yeah, and they did one for Barney, and they did like the neon design of like the suit, and it was just Halloween Party or something like that. I remember seeing that and being like, "Ooh, they made a new Barney tape," and it was literally just like lyric.
Let's make
So-
this the happiest Halloween. They legit did the Thriller dance.
All right, folks. What do
Hey,
you
did you know
say?
that?
I haven't seen it.
Okay, so the second ever Halloween themed thing they actually did the Thriller dance.
Oh shoot!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
They did it for like a split second because I guess they were scared of the estate
Yeah, that's enough.
doing them.
Or I think Miss Penny was gone by that point, but whoever was choreographing just wasn't as good as her, so they had to steal some from somewhere else.
It's still from Michael Jackson.
Oh, hey, this is Halloween themed, and this is Halloween themed. We'll have them. All right. Here we are. These are our three choices that we had. It's a home to me, wrong. A little Mother Goose, right? You can do it, also wrong. And so one of these was overwhelmingly the right choice to make. A Little Mother Goose. Absolutely.
Is that the actual name of the episode?
Yes. Because it's
what's the name?
a little bit of rhyme time rhythm.
A little bit of Mother Goose.
a little
Just a teeny bit.
That's why
That
someone
and-
said earlier, like rhyme time rhythm should have been called a lot of Mother Goose. Because that one was a little Mother Goose.
A lot more Mother Goose.
A lot more Mother Goose than
It's just called the rest of it.
I was about to say, is that in that in the
It's just rhyme time rhythm abridged. Or how they used to do it in season 11 and 13, rhyme time rhythm abridged adventure.
who's the kid's name that dresses like her?
Emily? Yeah.
Emily, yeah. She always screams her lines.
I liked Emily.
I don't.
Emily was all right.
You don't like anything, Kaylin. But also, I feel like 6 months from now, you'll speak a different tune. That's what you did with Barney's World.
Emily was the greatest character of the show.
Maybe.
My favorite character, Emily.
A little bit of rhyme time rhythm sounds like an 80s sex ballad.
Rhyme.
I think I do an AI thing. Hold on, 1 second. No. We have to do this. Hold on.
Oh my gosh, what is going on?
I don't know. Wait 1 second. We're going to see if I can do this. Hold on.
A little bit of rhyme time rhythm.
Mother Goose, what kind of rhyme do you have for me today?
I love you. I love me too. Let's dance.
No, I'm good. I don't want to dance.
I want to dance, man.
I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try.
I love that show.
All right. An 80s sex ballad called Rhyme Time Rhythm. Let's see what it spits out for us. This is an AI generative thing. All right, here we go. All right, here we go.
And then just the Barney kids just Can you imagine, like, you pop in your VHS and then this starts playing?
That's the menu music.
Sounds nothing like anything else in the show. Close your eyes.
Mattel's watching this right now. They're like, oh, we have an idea for an episode.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, please
Jonathan, sing it.
Guys, I don't think this is Barney anymore. I don't think we're in the park anymore, which was an actual line in the later hit era.
Of course it is.
On the Best of Barney, when they had some set pieces from like a farm set, BJ and Baby Bop are walking through it, and they're like, I don't think we're in the park anymore. It looks like we're in Kansas.
Terrible writing. Dude, if you hated Mother Goose in this one, Hedge, you're gonna really hate her later on.
That's so funny.
Don't
Because
ruin it.
one of the voice
ruin it.
actors leaves.
Don't ruin it. Kaylin can't hold water for anything ever.
Well, there's two women voice actors.
That's why he
so
goes.
He doesn't know
"Hey,
which one I'm
should
talking
I-
about.
Should I tell them about the thing that we saw, but not tell them at all what it is?
Have you guys ever put
Hold
in
on,
like
hold
the
on,
DVD?
hold on. There's another one. Hold on.
Oh no.
This is
Here
not
we
a
go.
love song.
Sounds like Diddy's house.
I was gonna say Sabrina Carpenter, but you're right.
The table read was a little quiet on this one.
All right.
That was.
Okay. That happened today. There's always one thing that happens in each of our streams that is just like viral worthy content. Silk sheets with Barney on them. You can buy those now for adult sized beds. If that's what you're into, you actually can.
From Amazon?
Yeah.
I think it's on Amazon, yep.
The same stock images they've been using.
Inkjet printed.
Of Barney going.
At least he's standing straight up and he's not doing this.
He's doing the carry bounce.
How many times do you think they had to be like, can you just stay standing up straight? Can you stand up straight? Maybe that's where they got the idea for Barney to use his tail in this show. Maybe they thought that's what Carrie was doing in his.
Yeah.
Make him use his tail some more.
Trying to make him bounce off. Slip in a pool.
Use my tail.
We were talking about Rhyme Time Rhythm. You guys ever put in the DVD for Rhyme Time Rhythm and seen what the main menu looks like? There's like so much stuff. Barney DVDs used to put so much unnecessary stuff in like the special features. It'll be like the movie, then the scene selection, then a storybook, then Bob reading something, and then like a bunch of art pages, and then a link to a website where you can buy more stuff, and language selection. It's like, can you stop?
If I remember right, when they re-released it as the Mother Goose collection, it was far better. Even the cover was better to me. But like, yeah, it was the very first original one. There was a lot of stuff happening for no reason.
The Mother Goose collection.
Yeah, they re-released it as that, and it came with a CD that had like 4 songs on it.
Was it just like a compilation of like all the different Mother Goose episodes?
No, it was Rhyme Time Rhythm, just re-released.
Oh, okay. I was about to say that's a compilation I would want the least.
Yeah, no, it's right here. Look, I'll show it to you. This one right here. They called it collection, but it was just a movie.
Ew.
It came with the activity book, the music CD, and then the DVD movie.
Ugh.
I can't stand these hit entertainment era DVDs.
These poses.
Using like the new costume.
Those are new,
old
but
stuff.
those are new poses. Those weren't like stock photos that they had used before.
I would rather I don't like that.
Oh, now you'd rather them just use the same tired stuff. But when they're using the same tired stuff, all of a sudden you don't want it. But then you like the worst look of the fucking Barney's World thing, and that's the favorite thing that you like.
It's like when they re-released it. It did take me years. It's like when they re-released Imagination Island with that horrible cover and like none of the costumes.
That Imagination Island cover was nice.
No, it was not. It was awful.
Yes, it was. I have to look at it again before I argue more about it.
What up?
Yeah, that one was better. Oh, just because the season 3 costume was on the original one, that makes it better.
Yes,
that actually
I can't stand
better.
that.
I don't know what you're talking about now.
This would have been a better cover for it, but no,
gross.
they failed and
Yes.
they did this. They put this with like a whatever this thing is around his neck.
Have you guys ever like bought or opened the Imagination Island book?
That's great. You are also wrong, Barky V23 Productions.
It's just the stock clip art, like animated Barney, Baby Bob, and BJ, and the actual kids in the like they didn't make drawings for them. They're the actual children.
I need to see that.
Oh.
I just know I'm going to be fed up with you guys for all of the remainder of this series.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Watch the episodes and come in unbiased. Emmy,
All right.
Hedge, Season 3 Barney is over. This is a new era.
Okay.
Put it on the back burner.
And that's the problem.
Put it on the back burner.
Put it on the back burner. Awkward silence. Tense silence.
Let's see, where are we at? September 20th. So the next stream would be 2 weeks from now, October 4th, at 7 p.m. Central as well. Next month, we do 3 streams back to back. So we do our stream, this stream every other week, right? So October 4th and October 18th. But then October 11th is when we do, just a reminder, the Barney History Fans, Barney's World Premiere live stream, and giving away that poster created by the wonderful Hedge. So if you, there will eventually be a video placement up for that live as well. So just keep an eye out for that. But yeah, October 4th will be the next time we're together. We'll look at season 7, a new era of the show. And we'll just do our same old thing. I think as much fun as Backyard Gang was to go through in season 1, yeah, that's where we're like, that's the kind of fun I think we're about to come back into. I mean, these have all been fun, but like roasting hit entertainment is about to be a blast every time. Like there's some great episodes, truthfully, but there's far more things to like laugh at, which is going to be a good time. So yeah,
everybody tell me the first thing before we get in my car does not look at the children whatsoever.
We're just following behind him, and he waits till they come to him. If he just stands there and rocks, then they come around. God, I will still say if David Joyner was still in the suit, Dean Wint's performance would not have sounded and looked as bad. Because part of voice acting is having something come to life with your words. And if it's not alive, if there's just kids going, hey, Barney, why don't you move? And he just does this. Let's see. The Great Dean Fender season 7 is legit one of my favorite seasons. Well, then you can't do that one, Jen, because you're biased. You have to come in on a season that's not your favorite. All right, guys. Thank you so much for doing this. As always, we've added a Little Mother Goose to our list of episodes. I got a message from somebody within the Barney community the last time we did this live stream. And I just want to make sure that everybody understands that this show is not like us bashing Barney. Like we obviously are fans of the show. We are obviously, we run a group that is nothing but protecting and respecting the entire franchise and the character. But we're also not people who don't have actual opinions. And so that's what this is all about, finding fun in something that we actually enjoy and love. So if you happen to jump into this live stream at any moment and you haven't been here before, and you're not sure what's happening, we've said it many, many times, but just know that this is not like us bashing the character whatsoever. We could give critiques and have fun and joke about things that we love, and that be okay. So don't I don't know what I want to say. Just don't don't. You understand what I mean? Okay. And you guys want to say anything else, or is this it?
I'm hungry.
All right, Jimmy's hungry. So let's get on out of here. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you October 4th. Peace.
All right. See you, everyone.